A program is containing of 1000 lines. A program is containing of 1000 lines. 1000 lines. If you write 1000 lines program in a single main function, then it is very difficult to understand 1000 lines. If you write entire 1000 lines in a single main function, say that the program contains 10,000 lines of program, 10,000 lines. If you write all the 10,000 lines in the same function, main function, then it is very difficult to understand. What the program is doing. One is difficult to understand. Second is debugging. Debugging is also difficult. Why? Because if you write the code, 10,000 lines of code in a single function, whenever the error occurs, it is very difficult to identify in which line the error is there. So that's why we divide the program. We divide the 10,000 lines of program or 1 lakh lines of program. Into different units. So this is, say that, small part 1, part 2, part 3. So we divide the entire program into different units or different parts, such that each part will perform a specific task. So this is also called as modular programming. These parts are called as modules. Are also called as functions. So if you write the entire program, like 1 lakh lines of program in a main function, then it is very difficult to understand. Then it is very difficult to debug the program, to identify the error, or to understand the logic. That's why what we do is, we will divide this 10,000 lines or 1 lakh lines of programs or 2 lakh lines of program or 100 lines of program into different units or different parts. Each unit is called a module, or each unit is called a function. What is a function? A function is a part of the program. Say that the part 1 is called as one function. Part 3 is called as one function. Part 2 is called as one function. What this part 1 is? This is a small set of instructions. Part of the program, which will perform a task. Specific task. So we divide the entire main function program, like say that 100 lines of program or 1000 lines of program or 10,000 lines of program, into different parts. We divide the program into different parts. Each part is called as a function. What does this function will do is, it will perform a specific task. Say that, for example, if you have written a program, operators program. So how many types of operators are there? Arithmetic operators, logical operator, relational operator, conditional operator, increment operator, decrement operator, bitwise operator, assignment operators. These are all operators are there, comma operator. If I write all the operators program in a single main function, it is difficult to understand where I am writing the bitwise operator, where I am writing the logical operator. It is difficult to understand. That's why what I will do is, I will divide this operators program. I will divide this operators programs into different parts. Say that this part 1 performs arithmetic operations. This part 2 performs logical operators function. This part 3 performs bitwise operators function. This part 4 will perform assignment operators function. So here the operators program, if you write all the operators in a single main function, then it is very difficult to understand, and it is very difficult to identify the errors also, identify the error. That's why what we will do is we will divide the bigger problem into smaller problem. The smaller problem is called as task. Part of the program is called as function, is also called as module. What does the module does is it will perform a small task. Say that this part 1 performs arithmetic operation, this part 2 performs bitwise operation, this part 3 performs logical operation. So whenever the error we will get, it will identify in which part the error is there. Say that the logical error is there at the logical operator. So we will check only the part 3 code. We will not check the errors in part 1, part 2, because part 1 belongs to arithmetic operators, part 2 belongs to bitwise operators. We will identify only this part. Part 3 is performing the logical operation. So if we get the error in these lines of code, so we will debug only this part. We will debug where the error is present only in this logical operations part. We will not search entire code. So that's why whenever the program is divided into different modules or different functions, then it is very easier to understand the program, very easier to identify the error. Now we shall see functions. A function is a set of statements which will perform a specific task. Like for example, addition function, or multiplication function, etc. Say that this is addition of two numbers, or we can say that it is adding two matrices. This is multiplying two matrices. So if you divide the code, addition of matrices one function, multiplication of matrix one function, then it will be easier to understand the program. So a function is a set of statements which will perform a specific task. The task can be addition of two matrices, or multiplication of two matrices, or transpose of a matrices, or inverse of a matrices, etc. The rule also called as syntax. So first it will be return type. Function name. These are parameters. 1, parameter 2, etc. This is the opening of the brace. This is the closing of the brace. These are the set of statements. The set of statement is also called as block. So the syntax, the rule is first it should be the return type. The function name, what we are performing, whether we are performing addition of matrices or multiplication of matrices or inverse of a matrices or any function, or whether we are finding the sum of individual digits, or whether we are finding the prime number or not, or whether we are writing the code for Fibonacci series. So the function name, here it will contain some arguments. The arguments are also called as parameters. the parameter 1, comma, parameter 2. The parameters are separated by comma. The parameters are separated by comma. So this is the block of statements, the set of statements. Say that the function is adding two matrices. So the set of statements will be respectively for addition of two matrices. If the function is performing Fibonacci series, so here the set of statements will be related to the Fibonacci series program. If the function is performing for checking for prime number, then the set of statements related to prime number to check the number is a prime or not. So the syntax is return type, function name, and the argument. Parameter 1, parameter 2, etc. Any number of parameters enclosed with the open flower base and closed flower base. The set of statements. Now what is the return type? The return type is any data type. Return type is any data type. Data type like int, char, float, double, etc. The return type might be any data type like integer or character or float or double, or later we are going to study about the user defined data type, structure, union, enumerated data type, etc. So the return type can be any data type. So these are the built-in data types. Integer, character, float, double. Later we are going to study about the user defined data type like structures and union. So the return type can also be a built-in data type, or the return type can also be a user defined data type. So return type can be any data type. This is the function name, what we are going to perform, whether we are performing addition of two matrices or whether we are finding the reverse of a given number, like that. So the name of the function. So these are the arguments. The parameter. Arguments are also called as parameters. The parameters are the variable names. Variable names of some data type. So here the parameter 1, then comma, parameter 2, a set of parameters separated by comma. So what are the parameters are? The parameters are the variable names of some data type. Like for example, int a, comma, int b, comma, int c, etc. Now we shall see with an example. Int main, open brace and close brace. Here we are writing return 0. This we have seen. This will be the block of statements. This we have already seen. So this main is also one function. Int main. So if the code is very small, then we can write the instructions in the main function. No need to divide the program into different functions. If the program code is lesser, it is easier to understand if you write the entire set of statements in a single function. So this is the main function we have already seen. This is the return type, the main function. So return 0. So int is the return type. So we have seen return 0. This is the set of statements. So main is also one function. So every program must contain one main function. Every program must contain one main function, only one function, main function. So function now we can define as a program as a set of functions. So what is a program? A program is a set of functions. But what is a function? A function is a set of instructions which will perform a specific task. So if the length of the code is less, say that we are doing the addition of two numbers. For addition of two numbers, if you write in the main function, it is easier to understand, it is easier to identify the error also, because the number of instructions are less. So at that time, no need to divide the program into different functions. So if the task is bigger, if the problem to be solved is bigger, then we have to divide the bigger program into smaller modules. Each module will perform a task. That is called as a function. Every program must contain one function. Now what is a program? A program is defined as a set of functions. What is a function? A function is a set of instructions which will perform a specific task. If there is no functions are there, say that this itself is a program like add.c. This itself is a function. This is called as main function. So whenever we run the program, the execution will always start from the main function. Say that our program is containing 10 functions. Whenever we run the program, the execution always starts from the main function. Now, example like int add. So this is a small program. For demonstration purpose, I have written small program. So what is this program is containing two functions. One is add function, another is main function. So here the first statement will always be hash include stdio.h. Now this is one function, add function. This is one function, main function. So in a program, say that this program I am naming this one as addition.c. The program name is addition.c. So how many functions it is containing? It is containing two functions. One is add function, another is main function. So here I have divided the program. Into small tasks. One is addition, another is the main function. For demonstration purpose, to show what is a function, how does the execution takes place. Now, as I told you that in this program, the program name, what I have saved as, the program I have saved as addition.c. So addition.c is containing two functions. One is add function, another is the main function. Here it is containing two functions. So what is a program? A program is a collection of functions, group of functions. But what is a function? A function is performing some specific task. So what it is performing? It is performing the addition of numbers. What it is performing? It is performing the printing of or displaying of the result. So I have divided this program, addition.c program, into two functions. One is add function, another is the main function. So whenever we run the program, the first main function will be executed. first. So here I have declared one variable name as sum. One variable name is sum. Now, sum. Next, this is the statement I have written. Main function is always executed first. The second statement is sum is equal to add on. Sum is equal to add. Here I have not written any parameter. That means it is containing zero parameter. The compiler will search where this add function is written. Add function. So whenever a function. Now the compiler will search the match is here. ADD, open and close parenthesis. So this is the function. The control will come here. The control will come here. It will execute this function now. It will execute this function. In this function, what are the variables I have declared? I have declared A, I have declared B. Two variables I have declared. A is containing 5, B is containing 3. B is containing 3. I have used C also. C is equal to A plus B. Now what does C is containing? 5 plus 3. 5 plus 3 is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. Now here I am writing return C. Return C. Here the return type. This is the return type of this function. Here I am writing integer because I am returning the integer type. C is of integer type. So I am writing return C. Now what C is containing? C is containing 8. C is containing 8. Now from here we have came here to execute this add function. Now after completing this add function, the control will go back here. Now what this function is returning? This function is returning the value of C. What is the value of C? The value of C is 8. 8 is stored in sum. Now I am displaying the value. Sum is equal to sum. Now what the sum is containing? Sum is equal to 8. So this is the output of the program. So whenever the program is bigger, whenever the program is larger, then we are going to divide the program into different functions, small parts. Each part is called a function. What is a function? A function is a set of instructions which perform a specific task. So here in this program I consider only two functions. This is performing addition. This is performing the displaying the value onto the output screen. In main, always main function is executed first. This main function is called as calling function. So this add function we have called in the main function. We have written this add open close and close for parenthesis and semicolon. So here this main function is called as calling function. Which function it is calling? It is calling add function. So this add function is called as called function. So here main function. So here I am calling in the main function. I am calling this add function. So main function is called as calling function. Which function I am calling? I am calling the add function. So the add function is called as call function. After completing the execution of this add function, the control will return back where we have called. We have called here. The control will come here. So this return C, the value now sum is equal to 8. The 8 will come here. 8 is stored in sum. Now we are displaying the value of sum onto the output screen. Sum is equal to 8.